4, 5, 6. 1. Give me a thumbs up when you're ready. 1.
I'm ready.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Though varied in her hues, her tempo never moves, and I could never wish her temperate in retrospect. I can't live without 'em, each one of them is counted. It's a matter of time and where to step.
1, 2, 3.
And if there's a master hand with a master plan to pass her by, it's only sin. 'Cause I thrive off her movement. The only rhythm I keep is that of her magnetic spin. She's my seasonal girl, but I don't want her to change.
1, 2, 3.
She's got gravity, a force that's captured me. I pull to her, we coalesce. And on the days where light is less, I'm impressed. She finds a way to bring warmth across any distance nonetheless. She's my seasonal girl, but I don't want her to change. She's my seasonal girl, but I don't want her to change. Yeah, but change she will. It's time's only to man. Like that fire and that subsequent ash. The only thing that I can't accept is that it's all gone when it's all in the past. So please, just just spin a little slower. Just spin a little slower. 4, 5. She's my seasonal girl, but I don't want her to change. She's my seasonal girl, but I don't want her to change. Good enough.
Nice.
Moving on.
Okay. Layla and Talia can switch. Will you play piano still?
Sure. What is this?
My name is Ian Mullen, and Golden Boy is my musical project. It is about 4 years in the making. I started writing songs senior year of high school, and then once I got into college, found myself with a lot of extra time on my hands, and I started to take it a little more seriously. The style of music is a kind of lyrical pop rock. I like to emphasize the lyrics because I tend to sing very poppy melodies, and I think it's a cute way to put those two things together, particularly pop music, which is not often the most lyrical. But in this performance, I'll be playing with members of my family as well as some of my friends. and we will be wearing different shades of yellow, red, and orange throughout this performance. The first song that you just listened to is technically the oldest song of any that I've written, and it's a song just generally about timeless love. The next song is a personal favorite song of mine that sort of encapsulates a overarching attitude that I have towards the world, and actually this song in specific, a few other songs on my album were spurred by this song, and parts from this song can be found in other songs throughout the album.
Yeah.
Ready?
Adapted to perfection. Very few things affect me. With my days planned correctly, my ego is the only thing that will need protecting. No, and it's petty, but it's life. Indulge during the day, dream throughout the night of all the wondrous things that I can do while I'm alive, and I'm never once pondering my demise. This is absolute frivolousness. It's where we're meant to be, alone in our consciousness. We're consciously free, free from all the instincts, the so-called primal needs. Just a series of senses. Don't take yourself too seriously. Spending no time caring, indefinitely at ease in these jeans I'm wearing. Only serve to break the breeze. I'm unconcerned with the passing of these. In that line of succession, it's a tragedy, but it's not the way I meant it. What you ask of me is archaically indentured. If sexuality's my only intention, it's all just a tease. The mantra is suggestive, said I'm supposed to succeed, but I'm taking contraceptives. What about the babies? To whom this is offensive, but you can't call me lazy. I still work against it. There's voices in your head. Let them talk if they want. There's voices in your head. Let them talk if they want. I bring chaos to the order, just to complicate your plans. Confused by lack of borders, you can't understand how they tread without permission, how they dare intrude your land, how they're condemned by your traditions, and how they don't give a damn. But this is absolute frivolousness. Is this where I wanna be? Alone in my consciousness, I'm consciously free, free from all the instincts, the so-called primal needs. Just living for the hell of it, no matter what you believe. sunburn, like everything you learned when you were younger. This feeling, it can't be dismissed. We've been spoiled by all the love we received from patrons of unconditional generosity, unearned but granted, a preconceived gift. You don't wanna be left out, you wanna be drawn in by somebody else in dire need of some of your loving.
Do you hear the water trickling down?
How'd that feel? So hang me up to dry again, to bring out any tenderness that I've got. You shouldn't have let me spend the night again, then tell me that we're only friends. What's the plot? I've just been way too down on my senses. I don't fuck around and you failed to mention that it might hurt. So what's the point of making my mind up if you're not there to catch me when I fall for you? For you, yeah, for you. When I fall for you, yeah, for you. Just that sex obsessed, clinically depressed, troubled mind that never rests, light-hearted and heavy-headed, never visibly upset. Spreading myself thin by holding in to save my breath, and I'm not easily impressed, but I have a fuck to give. To be politically correct, I've already shown you wherever it is. Does my heart stop beating? Does it register a blip? Or has it slowed down to match the teardrop drip? No, no. So if that love is just something that we're prone to, and you were just someone who was exposed to, it's easily seen the fate had gone and chosen you, then came back to me like, hey, what's up, I trolled you. And I hate to be dramatic, but this needed to be addressed. And I know I shouldn't have waited till you were undressed, but there's this image in my head as we're lying in your bed, time endless being pictured, figured eight around your breast tonight. Say that it felt intimate. Should I expect that it's infinitely different on your part? 'Cause I never have been in this predicament. But what's hot water for frozen heart? to catch me when I fall for you. For you, yeah, for you. When I fall for you. For you, yeah, for you.
That's definitely good enough.
All right.
I make music because I think it is for me at least, a kind of expression that cannot be put into words all the time. So it allows me to express certain concepts or certain sentiments or certain thoughts and ideas that I have that would sound sort of clunky or would be not as exciting to hear if they were simply spoken. And so for me, music is just a really nice and tidy way of putting something worth saying into a form that is conducive to listening. And part of the reason why my music sort of ends up being really poppy is because the idea is to sort of charm listeners with, standard pop sounding music that is pleasing to the ear, but then sort of require them to go a step beyond that and to look into the lyrics for more introspective and more meaningful content.
9, 10, 2, 3.
Biggest inspiration, both musically and overall in my life, are both my parents, who encouraged me to do music, in fact, enforced musical lessons for most of my childhood, which was unsavory at the time, but I am grateful for now. And then in terms of musical acts, I really enjoy listening to Tame Impala. There's a band called Snowmine that makes some interesting music. And I think it's more of a genre thing. There's a band that I've been listening to recently. It's called Hers, and I'm a big fan of them. But I think my tastes are kind of all over the place, and sometimes my music reflects a fusion of them.
All these hands, for each a thread, sewn together they mend where they are shred. Whatever suits them defines their movement, and it's no wonder we all wear different jeans. And mouths can see, and eyes that call, a taste for fashion, only one size fits all. Can we all agree? We're all royalty, only one size is fit for kings and queens. And unsewn tears are where the cold seeps through and freezes. We must mend coalition till it fits. I found it's not worth holding on to that which displeases. So for every rib seam, a stitch. And it's forgiveness if you're feeling it, cutting you some slack, never reeling in, hoping that these ties never sever. Though I've been the aggressor too many times to remember, and all the mistakes I've made, and the missteps of yesterday are distance tracks on a path towards a better place. my pride has been surrendered to. Today I am again new. The past is present's peace, a peace that won't be held against you. As a societal member, engaged in referendum, my vote is to be patient, kind, gracious, even tender, serving on the front lines, being a man. 'Cause it's an unsustainable plan to keep yourself warm by the fires from the burning of every bridge. It would take a well-fitted coat to weather that tumultuous storm, and for every rip seam, a stitch. Now a friendless fool needs an endless spoon, for every rip seam, a stitch.
The best show or set that I've ever played was probably one of the So Far Sounds show that we did. The first one we ever did was in Seattle last fall. And it was a good show because it was a stripped down acoustic show, smaller audience, lower production overall, and that made it easier to really fine-tune the songs into how we wanted them to be. This next song is about my beard, and conceptually what I was going for was the idea that I have a beard which grows as a symptom of maturity. However, for as long as the beard is incomplete and there are bald spots in my beard, it will be a symptom of immaturity that actually indicates that the maturity has not completed.
This beard is but a symptom of couple laps took around the sun, and the greatest tale I've ever spun is that I'll leave when kingdom come. And the past is a pretty picture I have painted with my eyes closed, and the details framed in fiction. It takes time to revise those years. And a race with Father Time is a race you'll never win. You're forever more behind till it ends. But I dismiss each milestone. I'm careless as we pass them, skimming over lessons learned. Wrong turns turn endless patches. I've grown accustomed to my vices, and I'm blinded by my youth. I'm chasing down a scruffier face. I shave to obscure the truth that I can't take it. I know my face is blatant with blood spots, but am I any more ageless if I pay for it? Take a shaving in a barber shop. I think that I can fake it if I'm patient. There will be wisdom in the way that I talk, but in conversation, on my face is the evidence that I'm not. Little bass solo.
Sorry.
He doesn't want it. Double time.
So the plot thickens as my hair grows. My pace quickens, but the path only narrows. My fate is written by a heat-seeking arrow. I'm a form yet four-bearded, barely in the area. Transparency's a surface-level thing. I'm not hiding in the shadows that have come to shade my cheeks. I'm embattled by the future that they're foreshadowing, a regression of my character that's hidden underneath. race with Father Time is a race you'll never win. You're forever more behind till it ends. But I dismiss each milestone. I'm careless as we pass them, skimming over lessons learned. Wrong turns turn endless patches. I've grown accustomed to my vices, and I'm blinded by my youth. I'm chasing down a scruffier face, ashamed to obscure the truth that I can't take it. I know my face is blatant with blood spots, but am I any more ageless if I pay for it to get shaven in a barber shop? I think that I can fake it if I'm patient. There would be wisdom in the way that I talk, but in conversation, not my face is the evidence that I'm not. That was good. Woo! We're gonna use that.
I think it's good.
The best concert I've ever been to is either a Hozier show at Bumbershoot in Seattle, or Anderson .Paak at the same Bumbershoot, or a Mac DeMarco show at the Roseland Theater in Portland. This next song is written by my good friend Levi Gittleman. He could not quarantine in to this broadcast of the song, but he wrote it, and when he showed it to me, I sort of fell in love with the song and told him, I'm recording an album in this coming fall. This was a couple years ago, and I would be honored to record your song. And he obliged, and that is the story. We'll have to hear from him if we want to get some of the songwriting details.
It all started with a little leak, the first time our eyes did meet, and then you came pouring in. Now I'm bailing buckets of you, can't stop you from getting through. I have to abandon shit. So take me down to the sea, let me go so gently, like a stone before I turn to sand. Hold me forevermore, be the waves and you'll be the shore, and I'll come crashing into you. 'Cause I was a sunken ship sailor, getting cold and growing paler. I couldn't keep myself afloat. You were the storm that shook me, the wave that took me, brought me down to a deep dark blue. Oh, I was lost in you. Take me down to the sea, let me go so gently, like a stone before I turn to sand. Hold me forevermore, be the waves and you'll be the shore, and I'll come crashing to you. Down by the seaside, the water's at high tide, and I'm receding back to you. And when that tide turns, there won't be nothing that I can do to keep you here, just shivering in my ear. But oh girl, don't you feel this too? Know there's light in your deep dark blue. Just don't leave me here. Take me down to the sea, let me go so gently, like a stone before I turn to sand. shore, and I'll come crashing to you. 'Cause I am a message in a bottle, drifting in your sea endlessly, just trying to make my way to you. And in the note, this is what I wrote: I love you. Was that good?
That's as good as it's gonna get.
Something that I wish more people would ask about would relate to the name Golden Boy and sort of the branding that I do for it, because a artistic principle that I have sort of maintained throughout my musical projects has been that any space that can be utilized artistically should have some kind of art devoted to it. And this goes from obviously the arrangement of the songs, the lyrics, the album artwork, the name of the song, and the name of the act. Golden Boy is sort of a concept in my mind that relates to it's somewhat thematic to the way the songs are. I mentioned earlier about how it will be a pop sound over, more meaningful lyrics. And that's sort of an inversion of what is customary for pop songs. A lot of time it's, all flash and little substance. And that is sort of what the idea behind Golden Boy is that it's the utmost sightly thing, and it certainly is related to the confines of a materialist, hetero-patro culture, such that any calculation or any conjecture about what the utmost form would be within this society produces the specimen called Golden Boy. And he is known for having a certain persona or aura that effuses accomplishment and greatness, despite potentially being utterly hollow when it comes to actual substance and value. And it's a philosophic idea, but it doesn't necessarily come out in my songs. I'm sort of working it into songs now. The whole idea is not yet formed, but in entirety, the idea relates to how the presentation of something can often obscure what lies underneath, just in the sense that something can be done up to present as exactly what an audience would be looking for. And I sort of use that as a metaphor for art and accomplishments, but also the way that our society chooses to value individuals, is that sometimes you get the sense that the most valuable things, or what is called the most valuable because it is at the top of our society, is not actually the most vital or crucial or essential thing.
Oh. If you get tired of feeling lonesome, tired of feeling like the only one from whom you get your sympathy, keeping yourself company. Well, I'm just a parakeet with words as weightless as the bones that carry me, and I'm just following their lead. Imitation is the greatest form flattery. 1, 2, 3, oh. And if it ever takes your breath away, just know that I never set out to hurt you. It's just a price that some of us pay for living without a virtue. Well, I'm just a parakeet with words as weightless as the bones that carry me, and I'm just following their lead. Imitation is the greatest form of flattery, and I need a hand to hold, a shoulder over which I can be. I need a hand to hold, a shoulder on which I can lean. I just want to laugh. They're liars, I see right through them, and I know they're not. If I lie to and I've been proven it all I know. If I try to seek their counsel, it's on some days an angel, on others the devil. It's something I deal with every day. I say what I don't mean, and you just can't do better than that. I won't be waiting around for you and blur the lines with banter. So when they call me to the stand and demand from me an answer, I'll say that I can't. I'll have made the straight meander by the basin of my hand, through those pliable standards, those lines in the sand. That's why I need a hand to hold, one that grips tight when it's cold and freezing. I need a hand to hold, 'cause I don't want something from anybody anymore. I need a hand to hold, 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 I need a hand to hold.
The best piece of advice that I've got specifically pertaining to music came from my mom when I was younger, and I really did not like to practice music instruments. So I guess it's not necessarily advice, but she assured me that when I was older, I would come to appreciate the fact that I had obligatory music training. And I guess the advice from my mom was that music is a gift to share with people, and that, you know, it's the kind of thing where you can do it for yourself, and then that also provides a sort of entertainment or a sort of joy for other people. So I think it's the simultaneous, like, selfish and selflessness of any kind of performance, and specifically for music, the idea that anybody can sing something, whether you're a good singer or not, and your voice will sound different than somebody else's. Just sort of the idea that there is a universality to musical song, and that adding more people to a project, which kind of can be observed in this whole performance, is always something that I celebrate and encourage, because even if it doesn't necessarily become the most fine-tuned and perfect project, it does become something that's more shared, and you broaden the range of people who are finding some kind of enjoyment and involvement in it. This next song is called To Describe the Enigmatic, which is a title that I hoped would put a phrase on the idea, or sort of the absurdity, of something being called enigmatic, which describes something that is difficult to understand, or that evades traditional definition, sort of something that is hard to describe. And so what I sort of thought was interesting about the word enigmatic is that by calling something enigmatic, you are therefore describing something that cannot be described. And I sort of thought it was an interesting thing that language does. And so the song is sort of an exploration of how language can be both very binding and both very vague, and also how it doesn't necessarily suffice to just have words to describe something.
2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So even in the darkest night, even in the brightest day, there's no absolutes to be seen. It goes from end to end, the pendulum swings again. Truth lies prostrate there to be seen. I could have never had the vision to predict this, so ideologies make up a hit list. Kendall Jenner in her palm tree resistance, trying on a struggle like some shit she'd wish for Christmas. Said it doesn't matter, she said it wasn't right. Showed up to the scene and we aghast at the sight. One saw 6, the other saw a 9. Don't even wanna believe you're right. So even in the darkest night, even in the brightest day, there's no absolute to be seen. He goes from end to end, the pendulum swings again. Truth lies prostrate there in between. Seems a little iffy, we're mulling over worlds, and you're claiming that you're busy, saying you got a lot on your mind. If your blood was on the line, you might be inclined to save your skin. Seem a little helpless, we're growing older and we can't be blamed for being selfish. Every day's a plot in disguise by a man in the sky, just hoping to save your skin. Maybe it'll all turn out, we'll be fighting it for just another day. Talking strategy, but this enemy's hard to face when you don't even know it by name. What insult could it be? A name calling were benign practice. He thought it impossible to describe the enigmatic. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bad boys finish their sentences. I'm not the one to tell you big tension fits. I got a problem when it stuffs the pockets of the red. Takes away a voice and gives a sentence instead. Might bind iron bars with no difference between the light and dark. It's so innocent being a crime disarmed. You should be happy that I can't do it again. If I show a blind disregard, and what amounts to but a slight remark, would you, no matter distance, near or far, be happy to be calling me a friend? Seems a little iffy, we're mulling over worlds, and you're claiming that you're busy, saying you got a lot on your mind. If your blood was on the line, you might be inclined to save your skin. Seem a little helpless, we're growing older and we can't be blamed for being selfish. Every day's a plot in disguise by a man in the sky, just hoping to save your skin. 'Cause maybe then, maybe if it's as an ally, or even if it's as a slave, there's no substitute for being free. And truth has been compromised. Truth turns at this stage in an effigy of belief.
Can we do that again?
No, that was good.
I want to do it again.
You sounded great, Layla.
All in
Okay,
favor
yeah.
of keeping that take.
Oh, I gotta take it was good.
That was not good. I
No,
had
Layla,
a weird face at the beginning.
You sounded really good.
No, I made a face at the beginning.
Layla, I make a face
That
the whole
sounded
time.
good.
Oh, I don't. Okay, fine.
I think Eugene as a town actually has a very interesting music scene because relative to its size, there is a lot of great music happening. And certainly some of this is just because there's a lot of, young people in the area playing music, but there's, musical acts ranging in age. And I think one of the things that helped me the most in becoming a part of Eugene's music scene is to become acquainted with fellow bands. All the bands around Eugene are very kind people, all very stoked to hear other people's music. And in particular, I benefit from playing with musicians in Eugene who play in several other bands. And what that does in terms of benefits is that I know that I'm always playing with musicians who are top of the line and they prioritize, doing stuff well. And that's also obviously a cost at a certain point because they're not always available to play on my sets. But you kind of live by the sword there. I also think a good, just general piece of advice for a person getting into music and just trying to branch out and meet people in music is to not only associate yourself with the people playing music around yourself, but really dive deep into the kind of musical style that you like. And that's equal part introspective as it is, explorative, because all of your musical influences translate mostly into your musical output. So, just as important as meeting band members, it's crucial that a person has at least some sort of integral motive or idea of their own kind of music. And I know for myself, for the longest time, I prioritized just simply making a band, and after just kind of chasing people around to try and get them to be in a band, I realized I might as well focus on my own stuff and, bring completed songs to people and be like, hey, will you play on a set with me? And that definitely helped, especially when there are so many musicians who are busy with other bands. It makes you a lot more accessible to have it all ready for them to just show up and play. So that was super helpful. This next song is titled The Elephant in the Room, and we will be playing an extended version of the song. It's just the live version, which is essentially just the song doubled with a nice little jam section, headbanging session. This song I wrote in my final year of college at the University of Oregon, and it is an attempt to relate the experience of having an overwhelming feeling for a person that is maybe acknowledged only in subtle ways or in ways that are yet unclear, but it is at least clear that that is the sentiment shared by both parties, and sort of the timidness in putting it into words and making it expressed.
1, 2, 3. And though I may have taken 21 years to make this, I reiterate it on a daily basis, yeah. And I did need to say this, that your nights and shining armor did much charmer than your days did. Ain't to be complacent, you're the chance of a lifetime, the one I'm taking back. So girl, don't get impatient, I know that you're waiting, trying to get you naked if you're feeling that. See you in your basic, to know that everything's what it seems. Even if you fake it, it's still enough for me to believe that somehow you could be in my life. You're the girl that I like, and I'ma hold you tight. I've never known the like of someone so concerned with the fact we met, and since everything else has made its own sense. So I wanna tell you I enjoy you, let me adore you, wrap around you even if I spoil you. And then I'll be the boy you gave a little voice, the elephants in the room. And some would say she's been way too down to be called something low-key. But I confess, she's much better than the next, and she knows that's no secret. I'm just trying to get you naked if you're feeling that. To see you in your face and know that everything's what it seems. Even if you fake it, it's still enough for me to believe that somehow you could be in my life. You're the girl that I like, and I'ma hold you tight. I've never known the like of someone so concerned with the fact we met, and everything else has made its own sense. So I wanna tell you I enjoy you, let me adore you, wrap around you even if I spoil you. Then I'll be the boy who gave a little voice, the elephants in the room. Good stuff. So you're trying to not lose her. It's hard to accept that every attempt to woo her is a time she will forget. Each speck of attention is just a pretend, and it'll feel sentimental, but she'll only take you home as a rental. And it's shameful, but she got what she paid for. And it's a fragmented movie. She's watching only her favorite clips, and every part that includes you is a scene that she's given. You're the other side of the bed to which lies reverse. The many years on her head, the counted times that she's been on yours, wishing you were on hers. She's pulling you, what you're supposed to do is detach the strings you're grasping to. 'Cause even without those, you still got a hold of you. 1, 2, 3, 4. To dry again, to bring out any tenderness that I've got. You shouldn't have let me spend the night again and tell me that we're only friends. What's the plot? I've just been way too down on my senses. I don't fuck around, and you failed to mention that it might hurt. Hey, so what's the point of making my mind up if you're not there to catch me when I fall for you? For you, yeah, for you. When I fall for you, for you, yeah, for you. I'm just a sex obsessed, clinically depressed, troubled mind that never rests, light-hearted and heavy-headed, never visibly upset. Spreading myself in by holding in to save my breath, and I'm not easily impressed. I have a fuck to give to be politically correct. I've already shown you where it is. My heart stopped beating, does it register a blip? Or as you slow it down, a message teardrops drift down, no. If that love is just something that we're prone to, and you and just someone I was exposed to, it's easily seen. Afraid he's gonna choose you. Then came back to me like, hey, what's up, I trolled you. And I hate to be dramatic, but this needed to be addressed. And I know I shouldn't have waited till you were undressed. And there's this image in my head as we're lying in your bed. Time endless to be a picture, figured out around your breast. And I say that it felt intimate. Should I expect that it's infinitely different on your part? Cause I never have been in this predicament. But what's hot water for frozen heart? Yeah, what's the point of making my mind up? You're not there to catch me when I fall for you, yeah, for you. When I fall for you, That was a good enough take for me.
Good enough for one
Alright.
That's enough for one
I think that's a good night.
night. Huh?
Ugh. Well, let's just leave everything so we don't have to mess it up.
Oh, back.
Yeah, let's put it on back.
Watching